Hi, everybody. Welcome again to another edition of Let's Talk Ghosts. Today we have gone away from some of the scammy stuff, thank God, and because there's more coming, I know it. I have a feeling in my bones. We have found a video from Dalen Spratt from about 2 weeks ago, and he has taken his Ghost Brothers friends, and they're investigating yet again the Conjuring House. Now, they've been there before with their Ghost Brothers show. This is not a professional production. They actually laugh about it being just a video filmed on an iPhone. Have you ever watched a video filmed on an iPhone? Well, yes, we have, many. But not one of theirs. So this is not a professional thing. They say that they met some people at a Paracon, to a convention, and they invited them to the Conjuring House with them. My first thought was, oh my God, it's Cody and Satori again. But not a CNS in sight through the entire video. Thank God. Yeah. So we don't know who it was, but apparently they went with them. They probably shared the cost because it's not cheap to go there anymore. And they went there. Now, we never saw them. They split up. They shared the location. And obviously very well because we didn't see it. There was one instance when I think they were in the house when they weren't supposed to be because there was footsteps and it was pretty clear that it was somebody walking upstairs trying to be quiet.
Yeah.
Because I think they came in to get something is what my guess was.
Yeah.
And oops, we shouldn't be doing that, but let's just be very quiet. Anyway, they go on a tour. And they're going, well, actually, they're not going on the tour. They're doing the tour by themselves because Marcus had already done the tour, apparently, with whoever it was that was giving the tour, probably Cody and Satori. But it could have been somebody else, I suppose, could have been the owner or something. And then the other team. And then they went through. So they're in there by themselves. And they go through all the rooms. They stop at the library, and then they make a comment about there's a story of a ghost cat. Now, I haven't heard the story of a ghost cat that goes disappearing into the walls of the bookshelves. Now, if that's a new one, or something made up, or if it's a truth, I don't know. I've never heard a ghost cat in that house before. So that doesn't mean that it's not true. It just means I've never heard it.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much that people talk about and I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, as they're walking through that initial walkthrough, Dalen says, I don't feel anything at all as of yet. Not a thing. I don't feel negative. I don't feel positive. I don't feel anything. That's interesting because everybody always goes, ooh, the ghost. You know, the Conjuring House is so haunted.
Yeah.
Then they go upstairs, and they're in the whole upstairs level is like kids' bedrooms. I always find them interesting because it's not like there's a hallway with different rooms. You go from one room to the other room to the other room. Mm-hmm. So you'd really want to be in the room at the very end of the hall because then your little brothers and sisters don't come through your bedroom.
Yeah.
And apparently Andrea's room was the one at the end of the hall. So, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And we all know how I feel about Andrea. And if you don't know, I think she's full of crap.
Yeah.
And they talk later on in this thing about how she feels like she's, what did she say? She's attached to the house or the house is attached to her. Mm. I think she wants the house to be attached to her. She needs that house attachment for relevancy because that's all she's got.
Yeah.
You know? She lived in a haunted house. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Lots of people live in a haunted house.
Yeah.
But anyway. So they're upstairs in one of the rooms. I think the middle room. They're going to check a closet out. And right beside the closet, sort of kitty corner beside the closet, is a rocking chair with a doll on it. The rocking chair starts rocking on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dalen says, I know y'all won't believe me, so let's just chalk it up to saying I bumped it. Although I didn't bump it, but let's just say I did.
Yeah.
So he says he didn't bump it. Marcus was quite a bit in front, and Jawan, I don't know where Jawan was.
Yeah.
But he says he didn't bump it. And then the thing about it is so it's rocking, and then it abruptly stops.
And just stops.
Yeah,
Right.
just stops. And they try to debunk that.
Yeah.
So they show how he would have to sort of lean into it to bump it, for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then how it slows down like a chair would slow down before it stopped.
Yeah.
But it didn't do that. It just stopped.
Stop.
So that was weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Then there's continuing looking around. They're not doing a ton of investigating, really. And I think it's more they wanted to go there just because they'd been there before and just to see what they got.
Yeah.
So it's not a really hard investigation. And that's okay. They're coming up from the basement, which, basements are always kind of creepy anyway. But they're coming up from the basement, and Jawan stops and tells Marcus to quit pushing him up the stairs. And he really thinks that Marcus is trying to urge him along to get up the stairs faster. He turns around and Marcus's hands are in his pockets. He hasn't tried to do anything. So, was something pushing at him? I don't know. I wonder if it was just a ghost that was in the house. It was just moving past him, and that's kind of how it felt. It was like he was being pushed.
Yeah.
But, could have been a ghost just moving past him. Yeah, excuse me. You're in my way. And he carries on. So that was another interesting bit. And then they do upstairs in the kids' area, the flashlight thing. Where you loosen the back of the flashlight, you ask questions, and it turns off, turns on. It's a whole bunch of crap. We've talked about this before. It's all about how it heats up a sensor, a little metal plate inside, which turns on the light, and then when it cools, it turns off. And then it turns on again, and it turns off. That's how it works. It's been debunked many, many times. They know that there's something not right with it, but they don't understand how the flashlight method works. They tried to see if it moves with, or it turns off and on with movement. So they're jumping up and down beside it. It doesn't work because that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So they think they've got something there, but it's clear they don't understand how it works. It's not how it works. But to their credit, they did try to debunk it.
Yeah.
And I hate the flashlight method. It's a crock. It is such a crock. But what do you do? So they're doing a little bit of investigating, a little bit of EVP work, a little bit of, trying to get the REM pods to go off, the Boo Bear to go off. And it does actually go off once by itself. In the room by itself.
It goes off a couple of times.
No, the lights on the Boo Bear, not the voice.
Oh, okay.
I think that the voice of the Boo Bear just goes off at random. I don't think it's anything special. But the lights, they were in the other room, and behind them, you could see the bear on the bed, and the lights went off. Anyway, what did Jawan say? He said, the Conjuring House is not disappointing us when it comes to being haunted. Stuff's going on. And he felt like, this not being a big production this time, they actually had a chance to pay attention a bit closer, to listen a bit more. And he said it felt like they were the ones that were listening in on these other spirits, just having conversations and stuff. So they're just catching snippets and bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of an interesting
take
on it. And yeah, he could be right.
Yeah.
He could be right. They could be. I mean, the house is haunted. Whether all that demonic stuff that they talked about a long time ago is true or not. And I wouldn't be surprised if something did happen a long time ago. But like he also said or was it Marcus that said it earlier? It's like a cake where you have layers on layers on layers. So you have this haunting from, the 70s.
Yeah.
And then you have all these people that come and investigate more and more and more. And everybody brings in different energies. And it's layers on layers on layers. So you got to wonder,
Yeah.
you know. They ask if Bathsheba's there
Yeah.
with their spirit box session. Of course, they don't get an answer on that because there's no Bathsheba there, except what has probably been manifested from countless people convinced that Bathsheba's there. Yeah, it was, you know what, it was an interesting, in some spots it was kind of slow and plodding.
Yeah.
But it was okay because...
And no Cody and Satori.
No Cody and Satori anywhere, which was awesome. But I liked it because it was a real, I wouldn't say real investigation, because it wasn't a heavy, hard investigation.
Yeah.
But it was real.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the stuff that you would see in a real investigation.
Yeah.
Little bits and pieces here and there. You're not going to see all the big dramatic stuff that you would see on television.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of different.
Nice.
Yeah, refreshing.
Yeah.
Refreshing. Now this is on Dalen's channel, I believe, because he's the one who uploaded this. So we will link to it if you haven't seen it. It's only been out for about 2 weeks. But it was good. I would recommend you taking a peek at it. It was interesting to see the Ghost Brothers all working together again.
Yeah.
They're definitely a lot grayer than they used to be. Especially Marcus and his beard. You can really see the gray in his beard. We did get put off a little bit with some of the silliness at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But it gets better. So I would definitely watch it. It was good. And I'll probably go back and watch it again. At one point, I'm sure I saw one of the doors opening, and I'd like to take a look and see if that was my imagination, if I was looking at a shadow or thinking it was a door frame or something. I'd like to take a better look at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting house for sure. You could see all the cameras in all the rooms this time. You know, not the ones that they had because they're filming on an iPhone. But all the ones that are in the house, you know, up on the wall. Did you notice every room has a camera in it? You know, and I think that's all because they've got all these people coming through and they're monitoring it from a command center or whatever.
Yeah.
We never saw that room. I don't think you have access to that room when you're investigating because somebody's on site. I also, you know, in the basement, and they were talking about hearing a sounds or something down there. And you remember they walked around the corner and there's that thing set up that looked like a ghost or something sitting on a chair. Stupidest thing ever. But for a second there, I was thinking, if they've got cameras all over the place, who's to say that they don't have some, you know, little speakers or microphones or whatever to play little sounds?
Yeah.
You know, now that the person that's bought this place is merchandising it hard for money, probably because you got to pay the mortgage on it, but still, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to know that some of it's been wired up for investigators now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd hate to think of that, but it doesn't surprise me. That was one of the first things that came into my mind when they said, "Oh, they thought they heard a woman." No, outside was the cough, but when they thought they heard voices or something downstairs, some noise, and I didn't hear anything because we never do because we're watching it from television. But I wouldn't be surprised. The other thing that I thought was interesting, and this annoyed me, is they said, "Oh, if you look around, you'll see, you know, on some of the sills and things, there's money." Because the owners say the ghosts like to know you're leaving them a tip. Does that not sound like that house? Oh, what was that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, the one that owns the two places, and he's got. Yeah. I can't think of it off the top of my head now. He sounds exactly the same.
Yeah.
Trying to subtly encouraging people to leave a tip, as if the $2,400 a night isn't enough.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah. Rita's its finest.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we have done nothing but the Conjuring House lately. I know it seems to be on everybody's bucket list. Everybody wants to go there. I don't know if we're going to review anything more with the Conjuring House for a while. I'm getting a little tired of the Conjuring House.
Yeah.
I'd like to do something else. So if you do have any other shows or programs or stories or anything that you think we should take a look at or review, please drop a message to us and let us know.
Yeah.
We're happy to take a look at something else. I'd love to take a look at something else. Yeah. I think that would be good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was our show for today. We did enjoy. What was it called again? We visited the Ghost Brothers investigate the Conjuring House again. Again. This is not a professional production. It is not from their Ghost Brothers program. This is just the three friends out there for a fun time at night investigating. Yeah. And it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
We'll link it below. Let us know what you think. Anyway, that's it for us. Have a great evening, day, morning, wherever you are in this big wide world.
Happy hunting.
Happy haunting. Bye now.